Hey there. Hope you enjoyed that semi-dramatic intro to this video. Truly a first of its kind on this channel. But yeah, a voiceover. I'm surprised too. I wasn't expecting to do one of these until maybe sometime next year, assuming I'm still around. But considering what this video is about, I thought it'd be a much better idea if I talk to you guys and explain why I'm making some of the decisions that I am, as well as just for you guys to get to know me a little better. I think it's a much less daunting experience to trust someone with your address and to trust them to write a letter to you if you've at least heard their voice. I think speaking directly to someone is one of the better ways to give them an idea of who you are. So yeah, I'm Ray and I'm from Singapore. I'm turning 19 this year and that's all the personal information you're getting from me today. In terms of non-personal details though, I can tell you a little bit more. I like to write, and I've liked writing for a really long time. I used to write stories, and I liked writing essays, and poems, and all sorts of nice stuff. I've also discovered that I really like writing letters. I write really long letters. I could write pages really, if you let me. But pro tip, you really shouldn't, because you get pretty sick of me pretty quickly. Okay, cool. Now that I've said my piece about myself, let's get into what this whole thing is about. To cut the long story short, I want to write letters to some of you. To provide some context as to what the occasion is, the answer is that it's February. And I just found out that February is the month of InCoWriMo. InCoWriMo stands for International Correspondence Writing Month, and according to its website, it challenges you to handwrite and mail or deliver one letter, card, note, or postcard every day during the month of February. Like a NaNoWriMo for letters, which is great because, as you guys know, I write. I really like the concept of InCoWriMo, and I decided that since I'm drowning in time this year, I want to participate. It's a little bit late, but I can catch up, no problem. The thing is, I need people to write to. I'll be writing to some of my friends, and also Constance Go if you watched my last video. And I'll also be writing to one of my pen pals, so all those will go into my letter count for this month. But that leaves me with an exact 20 days of writing left to do. And who better for me to write to than some of you guys? Take this as a really small scale and low budget version of Constance Go's Potato Pal series. Because yes, in comparison, it's embarrassingly small. But I really want to do a little something for you guys, no matter how small with the little that I have. Let me talk a little bit about how this is going to go. I don't want to go overboard with my first attempt at this, so we'll start off small. Due mostly to budget constraints, I'll only be able to write to the first 20 people who reach out to me. I'll go into detail on how to do that in a second, but more importantly, I have a few disclaimers that I need to put out. Firstly, the 20 letters. I know it's not a lot. This will be a pretty small project, but I do think it's a decent number considering the nature of this 29-day-long challenge. And also at the time of recording this, I do only have 27 subscribers, about 5 or 6 of which are friends that I already plan to write to. And I know not everyone will respond to this, so I'm not really sure if I'll get 20 people to begin with. So yeah, I think it's a good number, and if it goes well, I might even consider doing this again next year, with more of you. Moving on to further that initial message about how small this project is, I have to say that I don't think I can afford to give everyone extras. For those of you who aren't familiar with the term extras, what I'm referring to is things like stickers, washi tape samples, paper samples, and the like. I'll definitely see what I can do, but I don't think I'm in the position to be able to promise you anything elaborate. So it's really something that I hope you'll be patient and understanding with me about. However, what I can promise you is that I want a large portion of the focus of this project to be on the letter itself. So what I can promise you is a long, thoughtfully written and nicely decorated letter and envelope from me. As I've mentioned before, I really like writing and I can write really long letters, and I promise you that I will put my best effort into composing something completely sincere from me to you. And I hope that's alright, because I believe that's the backbone of what InCoWriMo really is about. And I want to share that with you. Now, here's the part where it gets a little iffy, and I feel like some of you might be thinking I'm operating under some really strange restrictions right now. The thing is that, at this point in time, I can't find a way to make it possible for most of you to write back to me. I currently only have my residential address to receive mail from. Unfortunately, I don't live alone, so I can't afford to compromise my address. It's a little ironic that I am expecting some of you to trust me with your address, but I pinky promise that I will do nothing fishy with it. In fact, I'm not really sure what one would do with an address if they wanted to do something weird with it. What do bad guys do with addresses anyway? But yeah, if you think it's unsafe, I definitely won't hold it against you or pressurize you into doing anything that you're not comfortable with. But I personally, considering my circumstances, cannot afford to compromise my address to multiple people on the internet at once. I do understand that if you're taking up my offer to write a letter to you, it's typically the case that you're in search of a pen pal and you would love to have someone to write to. And I wish I had a way to make it possible for you to do that. But what I can do for you is you can contact me on Instagram anytime to respond to my letter, or you could send me an email. I'll have both of those platforms listed down below. My last quote-unquote disclaimer is that I'll be filming my InCoWriMo process over the course of 2 videos. This means that all my letters will be prepared at least in part on camera. I am seeking your permission to have both your first name and country of origin on camera, but besides that, I promise that I won't disclose any of your personal details, including your address. I'll make sure that all such information is cut from my shots completely. But yes, I've gotten all the things to note out of the way now. So now I'm going to go into what you have to do. Firstly, be subscribed to this channel. I say this because one of my main goals of this exercise is to get closer to some of the people who watch my videos. I'll be both communicating with and writing a letter to you. So that said, I would love to keep in contact with you in some way. Secondly, leave a comment with either your Instagram username or your email address. Please make sure that either platform is one you check regularly. I'll respond to your comment to confirm that I'll be writing to you. After that, I'll contact you via your preferred messaging platform. It's important that you check for messages regularly all the way until I've confirmed that I've sent your letter. This is because I'd love to talk to you a little bit to get to know you better. I'll ask for a few of your preferences to make your letter as personalized as possible. I'll also ask you for a few questions that you might have for me that I can answer in my letter to you. But yes, I do hope to get to know you, unless it makes you uncomfortable. You don't have to feel pressurized to reveal anything about yourself to me, besides, of course, your address. You can even use a nickname if you don't think it'll make the mail get lost. Oh, and one last thing. If you're young enough that your parents will mind you giving your address to someone over the internet, please ask for their permission. Stay out of trouble, kids. I'm not worth it. No, but for real though, don't get into trouble over me. And that's all. I hope that if I do this again next year, I come back more prepared with more resources and fewer restrictions. I'd love to make this better the next time around. I do hope that some of you reach out because I can't wait to talk to you and tell you how grateful I am that you're here. I guess it's time for me to address what I've been doing on screen this whole time. This will be my InCoWriMo overview spread. I'll be writing the name and country of every person I write a letter to on each of the envelopes, stamps, postcards, and letters you see here. I'll definitely post this on Instagram when I've filled it all in. And now I've said my piece. I hope this voiceover went alright. Thank you so much for checking this out. Leave a like, feedback, or even a comment just to chat. You can even consider subscribing. But yeah, that's all from me today. Thanks for watching and stay sunny always.